Let's start with a break in the room.
You would have been obviously looking for a response from the Cairns game, but what are the reasons you think you didn't quite get it tonight?
I think, and we spoke about it in the locker room, all the things we talked about in the build-up to this game, the discipline and like that's a really, really good basketball team. Like, let's start with that. Like, the Sydney Kings are a really good basketball team, and we're not the first team to cop that this year. We may have copped it a little bit worse, but like watching them play Perth last week, games in the they beat Tassie handily by 20 or something down there. Like, that's a hell of a basketball team. Like, Chase has got those guys playing at a high level with the talent that they've got. So that's a really good basketball team. We knew we had to be near perfect for 40 minutes to beat them. So the way we played in the first quarter was really pleasing. Like, I think in terms of a response, we got a positive response for 10 minutes. I thought we were pretty good. We're down in the first quarter, 24-21, and thought we had opportunities to lead that. We give them 8 transition points in the first quarter. So we have opportunities to take momentum in the game and just little patches. But in terms of response, like, we got a positive response to start the game. It was just us being able to sustain it over the course of 40 minutes against a really good team.
So where do you think it, after that opening 10 minutes, where did it break down after quarter time? What did they do and what did you not do to enable them to?
Yeah, look, for us it starts with like defensively one-on-one, like ability to keep the ball in front of us. Their pace is a lot to deal with, which comes on the back of what we do offensively. So for us to be able to sustain that, we talked about the discipline and we got it in the first quarter, I thought. We weren't able to sustain that discipline over the course of the next 3 quarters, to make them defend long possessions and, shift their defense around. And look, the other thing is, the reality is sometimes like we played good offense and got great looks and we missed. 2 or 3 instances where Jace has a wide open look and that we back him every day of the week to knock in and he misses. DJ Mitchell has a wide open dunk and Quatnoy makes a hell of a play to come and block him from behind. So it's those plays in those moments where they can break momentum and we miss a layup or we miss a wide open shot and it leads to a run out. So for us, like, going back to the question, their pace in transition and then the one-on-one defensive stuff and sticking to the game plan, I guess, in terms of how we wanted to deal with Cooks and Walton in particular.
I think we touched on after the Cairns game, but a performance like that, to lose like that in front of your home fans, and then supposed to go down by 49 in front of the fans who showed out good numbers again.
Yeah.
Is that another sting in the tail to do that on your home deck?
Yeah, of course. Like, there's no hiding from it. Like, you lose by 49. And again, another really good crowd, over 4,000 here. They're loud, they're energetic, they're up and about. There's good things happening around the club, and we've got to repay the faith at some point in time by putting together a 40-minute performance, not just 10 minutes. Yeah, of course it hurts. Anytime you lose, it hurts. To lose by 49 hurts a lot. But the reality is we have to turn it around, and we play Melbourne on Saturday back here at home. They're coming on the back of a NZ trip to Christchurch, so they're down some bodies with Humphreys and Barlow out, so we have to come back on Saturday. We get to practice on Friday and prepare for that game. So there's no hiding from it. But to take away how we played in the first quarter and translate that to longer stretches of basketball is what we need to do.
James, what about from a player's perspective? I know you touched on an interview after the game, like, disappointing for the fans to come along to a 49-point loss, given they keep on coming along, but how do you, what's the player's point of view? Because like you ran with them for the first quarter, and then after that, I think it was 92-46 after quarter time.
Yeah, it's deflating. Like it is. Like how do you, like, it's almost, sometimes I ask myself, how do we get here? And there's been a lot that's gone on, and as Vandy said, you're trying to find positives, and then you come in and you're busting your ass at training and you're trying to get after it. And I know, like, to speak just from my own point of view, like, I'm trying to seek answers and I'm trying to help fix things, and I'm talking to Vandy, and you're trying to work through stuff, and then it just gets to one point in the game where it goes from being, as you kind of said, goes from being a 2-3 point game, we're right in amongst it, to it goes to 15 in the space of a minute, 2 minutes, and it's like, well, now you're trying to claw your way back, and we're not good enough at the moment to be able to give up leads like that and find our way back in it. And then you look at Sydney tonight, they've got their stuff figured out, they know who they are, they know where they're at, they know where to go to, and we've had our first 3 trainings with our full team this week or over the course of the last 7 days, and we're trying to find who we are and what we are, and right now we have no idea. And so to look on it, it's hard because you want people to love coming to watch you play, and I care about this place and the thing that I play in, and so it's deflating and it's disappointing. Like I leave here and I got family and I try to not take it home, but it really does wear with you, and we've got to find reasons. We just got to keep coming to work, and we owe people that show up. We owe them a better performance than tonight, and how do we get it? We've got to keep working hard, and Saturday come up and try and, in those points of time where it starts to go against us, how do we find resolve as a group? Because if you do it individually, we won't win many games.
Is that it? Well, if you come back from that, it's more than just it's not a quick fix, is it?
No.
So what's the first step on that long road, do you think, starting with Melbourne on Saturday? Or what's the first step along that long road to start fixing it, to instill a bit of confidence and a bit of faith from the fans?
We've got to find a way as a group to play together for longer stretches. I think we've got some great individuals, but we have to, as a group, find the best place for those individuals to succeed. And I think sometimes I sometimes say, and sometimes people disagree with me, that I'm a horrible individual player. I play off the group, I play off the feel of the group, and that's how I've always played the game. And so I think as a collective, we've got to find more reasons of being able to put people in successful positions, and that's sometimes just following what we've been told, following the game plan. And then I go back to when we played United last time. In the game, 2 points, 3 points, third quarter, Chris Golding makes 4 threes in a row. It's 18-point game, and now you're chasing your tails again. So as I said, there's just moments where we've got to find collective buy-in, and it's got to be on the 5 guys on the floor and the rest of us at that time and moments to seize moments and then show up with some confidence and just find some ability to give someone else confidence.
What's the mood in the sheds like now, Jace? Amongst the players? What's the predominant emotion?
Disappointed, deflated. Vandy said you can't hide from it. Like it sucks to sit here and talk about it in this way because you want to be in here and say, hey, we're playing hard, we're doing the right thing, we're getting wins, and you want to be in that position. But we just haven't had the stability to find ways to just know who we are. We haven't had it, and we're trying to find it. And as we try to find it, it's not coming off in the right way, obviously. And I don't think we have selfish people. We've got great guys around the group, but we're trying to find our way at the back end of a season when people know who they are. And I think that's why it's coming off in the worst possible way right now. And it's not from a lack of effort or a lack of care, but there's just some things we've got to do collectively to find ways to actually empower each other. And that will go a long way to getting results.
So I seem to have more of his trademark intent early. Like he after the game against Cairns, he led the way in that first quarter. It seemed like he's closer to, or a bit over the injuries he was having.
Yeah, I think like Sobes has had probably, I don't know what you think, Jace, but probably the best 3 days of practice he's had maybe all year.
Yeah.
Like in terms of just, he's healthier, he's on the floor. We had a whole group on the floor for the 3 practices we had leading in, and I think that makes a huge difference in terms of just the feel of the group. Like Jace hit it on the head, we're trying to find our identity, and we're trying to find it in games. Like it's really hard to find your identity in this league in games when you don't have good preparation. I think for the majority of the season, with the disruptions, with all the changes and everything like that, we haven't had a good block of practice time with everyone together to find that identity. We haven't had a mini preseason somewhere along the way to rediscover who we are. We're trying to discover who we are in games with guys in and out and, shifting pieces around. And it's not an excuse. It's kind of the reality of where we're at. So, but in terms of Sobes, yeah, I think he started the game really well. He had intent to attack the rim. We got him some good looks from the 3 that he knocked down. And the most pleasing thing is we did it out of system, not Sobes just making great plays out of some individual magic. We got things for him out of our system, and that's the most pleasing part. And, we talked about it earlier, how do we pick that up and translate it to longer stretches of the game and make his life easier and make his life easier, TJ's life easier, Bainesy's life easier, and everyone getting on the same page with that.
Susan,
on that? Any questions? Anyone else? Over, please.
Thanks, guys.